Okay, part two. So, my recommendation to boys and men is to always be friendly and nice. You will be very surprised what will come out of it, what kind of connection. Not just to girls and women, but in general also business connections, um, meeting better people, improving your lives. You'll be surprised what will come out of kindness, just kindness. Kindness is the way to go. Just being kind. And some people think, oh, that's not how the world works. I hear all these comments, like there are people that say that think suffering is good. Oh my gosh, where did they download this from? From some kind of guru or something? Or that think, from their religion, or that where the dad has said man up to his boy and those kind of things. All of this, throw that out. Throw this into the recycling bin. We don't need it anymore. Together with all the word the words, the wrong terminology or the wrong words, throw it all into the recycling bin. They have to be recycled. This is this type of philosophy of old school is not working. Okay, we see it now. We have civil unrest now, all because these guys, and most of them are guys with lots of testosterone, that's shooting in the wrong direction, literally. And it's not going anywhere. Okay, it's war. It's war is not going to bring peace. Okay, we should all know this. We should all understand that now. So I pamper myself. I chill. I have Jimmy Choo on this hand. Also smells amazing. Do that for yourself. It's not that expensive. This one was, I don't know, this was $20 or $15 at Amazon. You can also buy imitation perfume oils, which I have a whole collection of. After I gave all of my alcoholic perfume sprays away because I don't want alcohol on my skin. It's not good for us. Shouldn't even be breathing alcohol into our body. Don't put even the slightest amount, not even a drop from a dropper bottle into your body. No amount of alcohol. We don't want any amount of alcohol. Ripe banana, yeah, Dr. Scholl's always says, ha ha ha, yes, you get already alcohol in a ripe banana, and you complain about my tinctures. Because there are some people like me that are complaining about the alcoholic tinctures. They don't want to put that in their bodies for a reason. It's scientifically proven that any amount of alcohol is bad. The more alcohol you put in your body, the worse it gets. I mean, it causes so many problems. I can't list it all here. Health problems. So alcohol, red bar across. It's not an option. Toxic substances, not an option. Okay, not at all. Not even teachers' plant substances, not for a young person or a healthy person or an old person who is healthy and wants to live another 20 years or whatever, or any age. No, that's only for those people where everything else didn't work. That's only like for someone in a complete emergency situation, like someone who who just can't listen to Jiddu Krishnamurti, and who just cannot possibly do it. They're just in so much ADHD, and they're so, where they're about to commit suicide. For those people, only reserved for those people, Banisteriopsis, Caapi, and Psychotria viridis without the tobacco. Okay. Tobacco, red bar crust. No. Okay. Just because those ceremonies are doing that doesn't mean that you have to do it. You can go to South America and you can go into the jungle and you can read a little bit, do some research, For anyone who is completely at the end of their road, or they don't know how to proceed, So I always recommend to people do meditation before anything else. And that's why we need these therapy centers. I have a very specific therapy approach that will work 100%, but I cannot start something like this because my husband said, you only have problems when you do this. And I don't need any more problems in my life. I don't need people suing me. I don't need to become accused of whatever people are immediately doing. They'll blame other people for everything that goes wrong. So to have therapy centers like I've been talking about, you have to have a whole group of completely trained people that have licenses. Then I can come in. We can call it energy healing centers, and we can even declare it as a faith-based, religious-based, whatever. We can, just for legal purposes, just to be a bit on the safer side legally. Okay. So that it doesn't sell itself to the public as a competition to the psychiatrists, because they don't want competition. Okay, that's what it's all about. That's why we have all of these laws in place, because the pharmaceutical industry put it in there. Okay, because they just simply don't want competition. They don't want natural things to take the customers away from them. That's all it is. Okay. And because of all this conundrum, some people go to South America, many people go to Costa Rica to open a therapy center, because they don't have these ridiculous restrictions there. So, and these restrictions they're all based on greed. People need to know this. So, but anyway, then I can come in as, as the energy, the psychic, who can offer them the exact approach that we have to take. And then I can work with these people if they are even open for that. That'll be another problem. Once people are trained in one area, they might be very closed-minded then when it comes to a therapy approach. So it will have to be really amazing people to start something like this with, and it has to be, we have to have lawyers. It has to, this whole entertainment enterprise has to be, it has to be sitting on massive amounts of money to protect itself, and I don't have that. So because of that, I can't do it. I can only provide the ideas. Could be someone else who will make this happen, but I know exactly how to approach something like this, without ayahuasca, without marijuana, okay, without any of these things. So there are some other teacher plants and some other medicinal herbs that are mild and that are beneficial without side effects and without causing brain damage. Okay, so Banisteriopsis Caapi, which is a climbing plant in the jungle of the Amazon, and Psychotria viridis, which is a ground plant similar to devil's claw and looks also a little bit like tomato leaves but larger. Those are teacher plants. They're very, very strong though, and they can They could potentially cause some brain damage. But again, when people are at the end of the road, then they might want to use that. So they might want to try it or make a tea with it without the tobacco. Very, very important. You don't want to put a whole bunch of different things into that tea. Particularly not tobacco leaves. Tobacco is a really toxic plant. Very damaging, very dangerous. There are very dangerous plants out there. So, but the two teacher plants, so they can be taken individually, made tea with. In combination, they are like 1,000 times stronger than they are individually, because they supplement each other. They potentialize each other's effect when they're brewed together, when these substances merge. Okay, I have never taken this before. I have watched many documentary films on it. So for anyone who is young, they should really watch these documentaries and see how people are vomiting. So that might already deter a lot of young people from doing this. You don't want to do brain damage to yourself. Really don't. A lot of people do it for recreational purposes. I don't recommend it at all. Meditation. Do meditation in nature. It's much more important to do this. That's the foundation of our lives. So, but again, I'm not 100% opposed to these two Amazonian plants. I think they have their place, but only for someone who is in absolute total despair, or someone who has a terminal illness, or someone who just can't get out of the rut of their neurotic groove. Some people have grooved themselves so far into a neurosis that they feel like they can't come out, even though they understand cognitively that what they're doing is terrible, like OCD-based behavior or avoidance or a certain addiction to a certain behavior that they seem to not be able to snap out, to break out of. So for people where their lives are so horrific, where they feel like there's nothing else they can do, and pharma drugs certainly don't do anything. They cause brain damage, they cause health problems, all the way they cause terrible health problems. Okay. I was so sick in 2003 from pharmaceutical drugs from my psychiatrist that I couldn't get up anymore out of bed. My urine was dark brown. That's like red flag. That's alarm. We went hiking out in the Santa Monica Mountains with our dogs. There was a stretch where we were walking uphill, and there came a point where I had to just sit down on the trail. I could not walk any further. And I knew why that was, because of the cocktail of pharmaceutical drugs that my psychiatrist recklessly gave me. Okay, but these people aren't sued. No, because they're serving the corporations. They're not sued. They're killing people all the time, all over the place. But they're not sued because they're the servants of the corporate agenda. They all hand wash each other with their greed creams. No, this is not a greed cream. This is a good cream. So anyway, yeah, I ponder over all of these things. We need to take breaks. We need to take it easy. We need to nurture ourselves with natural things. The perfume oils are often also, they're usually synthetic, but these synthetic components also come from natural building blocks, and so they are lovely and amazing, so, and really beneficial also for our health. So you guys take care. Bye bye.